Hello guys, in this video I would like to explain that how we can construct a frequency table or frequency distribution using ungrouped data. And the question is why we need to construct frequency table or frequency distribution. The basic idea behind to construct a frequency table or frequency distribution is to make simplified representation of the data. Maybe there are a lot of repeated values for each observation, so you can count the values and mention the number of those values. That is called frequency. So that's the easiest way to summarize the data in the table, and then we can do comparison. And ungrouped data mean that we are not constructing the class intervals or the groups. So that is called ungrouped data, and we will talk about why we need to group the data. That will I will discuss in the next lecture. So let's do that. Let's move to the content that how we can do this construction of the frequency table or frequency distribution. So these are the steps, various steps which we need to take while constructing a frequency table or frequency distribution. Like the first one is sort the data, arrange the data. This is not a mandatory step. However, when you arrange the data, you can just easily count the number and that how many times a particular number is repeated. So you can count in order and then you can write the frequency and also you can write the tally. Tally the data. Create a tally mock for each occurrence in the appropriate class. So we will do this in the example, then you will see how what is meant by this. Record the frequencies for each class. I mean for each value. This is not a class actually. For each value, record the final count frequency based on the tally. So just look at the tally, how many times the number is repeated. So just mention that as a frequency. Then there are two more things that was about the frequency table. So that is enough for frequency table. But however, if you need to construct cumulative, calculate relative frequency or cumulative frequency, then you need to do one step more for relative frequency and one step more for cumulative frequency. Like for relative frequency, to find the relative frequency, divide the frequency of each number. This is not a class. Each number by the total number of the data points. So you need to divide the frequency of each number, each value by the total number of data points. Which is equal to the sum of the data points. This shows the proportion of occurrences in each of each observation or each class. You can also express this as a percentage by multiplying the relative frequency by 100. So sometimes you need to represent the proportion in percentage. In that case, you need to multiply by 100. So this is all about relative frequency. About cumulative frequency, for cumulative frequency, add the frequencies of the current class and all the previous classes. This provides a running total of the frequencies. So this is about how we can calculate cumulative frequency. We will do this with the data, and then you will understand what is meant by that. So look at this. This is the data. You can arrange this data. You have this data. You can arrange this data. And the first step is to sort the data. So let's move to one node that how we can do this. Let's look at this. And we can write on this. So this is easy to do the things, to handle the things like. Okay, now sort the data. So the data has 1 and second time 1 and then 3 times 2. You can go back and just see the values. So 2 is repeated 2 times, but yeah, but of course in software you can do it easily. So you can count directly the frequency as well if you don't want to sort the data. If you sort the data, then you can do that easily. But yeah, if you sort the data, the same thing you can count. So 1 is repeated 1 and 2. So 1 is 2 times. So let's make the table here. So you can arrange the data, but I'm not arranging the data here. So you can write like this. So this is X and this is tally and this is the frequency. So x, the observation or the value is 1, which is repeated 2 times. So we need to write 2. And then 2 is repeated 3 times. So we need to 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 times repeated 3 times. Similarly, you can see the 3. So 3 is 1. Better is when you see that 3 appear the first time here, you need to write 1 for 3. The first time occurrence, and then look, if it is repeated second time, you need to write another line here. You can do like that. And so I will see that 3, 3, oh, this is second time, third time, and fourth time. So 3 is repeated 4 times. So you can write for second, third, and fourth. And then you can write 4. Just look at the data and count the number of 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 4 is repeated 5 times. This means that first time, second time, third time, fourth time, and the fifth time should look like this. This means that there are 5 times, 4 is repeated 5 times in the data set, and the last time is 5. The last value is 5. You can do like this, and here you can write total. Just count the number 5 in the data set. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. Remember that you need to write, if you see 5 first time, you need to write, draw this 1, and if you see 5 second time, second, and then you see third time, and then see 4 time, and fifth, and then the sixth one. So this is all about entirely about the data. Now you can see that 1 is repeated 2 times, so the frequency is 2. 2 is repeated 3 times, frequency is 3. 3 is repeated 4 times, frequency is 4. 4 is repeated 5 times, frequency is 5. And 5 is repeated 6 times, so the frequency is 6. So this is all about how to construct a frequency table. But if suppose you need relative frequency, and remember that you can sum this, and the sum should equal to 20. 6, 5, 11, 4, 15, 3, 18, 2, 20. So this is 20. The total, this is sum of the frequency, or you can say this is n, and this is also equal to sum of the frequencies. So now relative frequency. Relative frequency you can write like this. And the relative frequency means that you need to divide each frequency of each observation by the total frequency. So this means 2 divided by 20 will give you some value. And for second, for the frequency of 2, you need to divide this frequency by the total. It will give you some value. And similarly for others. 4, 5 divided by 20. And 6 divided by 20. Remember that if you need this relative frequency in percentage, you need to multiply this by 100. So you need to divide this result by 100. Whatever the result is, multiply by 100, you will get some result, and so on. So you will get the result in percent. Remember, the last thing is cumulative frequency. What procedure we can do for this? Remember that this is cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency means that you need to write the frequency for the first observation the same, and for second observation, this means that the frequency of the current observation and the previous observations. So that means 3 plus 2, 5. And for the 3, the frequency, this is 4 plus this 2. So 4 plus 5, 9. And for fourth observation, the frequency is 5 plus all these frequency, which is 9. So 5 plus 9, let's makes 14. And similarly, for the last observation, the frequency is 6, and all others, this means that 14 plus 6, that's 20. So this is all about how to construct frequency for ungrouped data, and then how to construct relative frequency, and finally how to calculate cumulative frequency for ungrouped data. I think this is enough for today, and see you in the next video. Ciao.